Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and we continue to explore options for the post-rotation meta. The standard rotation is coming up very soon, September 1st on MTG Arena. Goodbye to sets like Kaldheim, Zendikar Rising, Strixhaven, and Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. But we keep all of the Innistrad sets. We keep Kamigawa, we keep New Capenna, and we get a new set, Dominaria United. And in preparation for it, we're showcasing decks that you can play today, that you can craft today, and none of their cards will rotate when that time comes. So what happens to Mono Black Control? Mono Black Control is definitely one of my favorite archetypes of all time and something I try to make work in every single meta, and it's been really good to me for the past year. Blood on the Snow, Meathook Massacre, Invoke Despair, Lolth, all of these cards are super solid, but how does it handle it when so many of those cards leave? We're going to check that out today, but first I would like to thank Johnny Lopez for being a Patreon. Get the Patreon, patreon.com. You know, you want a shout out in a video? You want a video dedicated to you? You want me to tell you not only that you're cool, but that you're very cool? Join the Patreon. It's $4.99. There's a link in the description, and today's video is a shout out and dedication to Johnny Lopez. You're very cool. And as we examine this deck, it's very cool. And while many things are leaving, some very beloved things for Mono Black are staying. Meathook Massacre stays. Invoke Despair stays. Two high quality cards that are definitely worth building a fun deck around. Sorin the Mirthless. You finally did it, bro. You finally won the showdown with Lolth over how many spots and who should get in the deck. And yeah, that was a real problem for me in deck after deck, is how many Sorins do I play? How many Lolths do I play? Lolth is probably a little better, but a mana more. Lolth also takes up the same spot in the curve as Invoke Despair. Should I just play Sorin? Both of them, when I would cast Blood on the Snow, I'm like, which one do I get back? Which one do I get back? Well, Sorin wins by rotation, but now this card stands up as probably the best Planeswalker. Someone might consider Kaido a candidate for the job, but Sorin's going to run this deck as a card advantage machine that can also create a few little lifelinky threats along the way. For Graveyard Trespasser, this card almost stands alone after rotation in the 3-drop spot as something that's just a bit above rate, as the rates seem to be getting better and the numbers seem to be getting better for this card. The less Isika's Chariots and other such things that just permanently outclassed it around, the better it gets. And then Soul Transfer is an interesting card, but a removal spell that I'm going to try here. We have a number of enchantments that can sit on the battlefield. Actually, just these. But then we do have a number of artifacts, so maybe you get both sides of the transfer from time to time. Celestis, we're going to run it. We're going to run it in all kinds of decks. Pretty much anything that isn't pure aggro is probably going to try the Celestis. The card's been too good to me not to play. Infernal Grasp, Parasitic Grasp, still running 4 of. I just hate Boros like a lot, but there is another function for Parasitic Grasp in this specific deck, and it's a good one, and that is to kill your Tenacious Underdog and keep your life total high. Because what happens when you're in an underdog showdown with a control deck or another grindy deck? They look for a way to exile your underdog. However, if you respond to their exile effect with a Parasitic Grasp on your own underdog, not only do you send it to the graveyard where it can still be useful, but you also gain 3 life, and it only costs 2 mana because the underdog is a human. So it's kind of like a Deadly Dispute for your Tenacious Underdog, because guess what? We're losing Deadly Dispute and Shambling Ghast and Eye Twitch. Like, the whole early game of the deck is wide open again. So that we got Bankbuster. Bankbuster is particularly good to be crewed by Tenacious Underdog and by Graveyard Trespasser. So you end up attacking with it a good amount, but it also just feeds you cards, and any good control deck needs a good grindy engine. Bankbuster is filling the holes in a lot of decks until new cards are revealed that fit those decks better, and Bankbuster does a good job of it. It can go in anything. Duress, because if you play an Invoke Despair deck, the matchmaker will find you mirror matches, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense. Duress is also better now, I think, in the new format than it was in the previous standard format, where mono white aggro was the aggro of choice until Boros really started to take over, and that was a pretty late development in the format. Duress actually hits cards in the Boros deck. They usually have a number of burn spells. So Duress might still have a place even against aggro decks, and to March of Wretched Sorrow to continue to drain out the Boros decks. How is the matchup with the public enemy number 1? Well, we have Parasitic Grasp, That's really good. In general, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 17, 19 cards in our main deck that in some fashion can gain life. Sorin makes a life-linking creature. The Trespasser does the exile thing. We know the Celestis. We gain a lot of life. And part of that is keeping the underdog happy so it can keep attacking, and keeping Sorin happy so it can keep plussing. But with all that life gain, I think we're going to be good against the aggro decks. I also lied. Did you guys know there is a creature land still in this format? It's hostile. I figure playing one of these can't hurt too badly, and how without Shambling Gas, without Eye Twitch, this feels a lot worse. But what we can do is attack with an underdog and then sacrifice it post-combat to hostile, draw a card, and tick up the counters to possibly eventually attack the opponent with a creeping in. So that's why that's in the deck. This is the pile. We're going to go see how it works in current meta, prepare it for the new meta. Let's dive in. Let the mono black rotation-proof nonsense begin. Yo guys, quick self-plug. You're used to an ad spot right here. I'm going to plug something of my own. It would mean a lot to me if you guys would consider supporting it. The Worst Possible Commander Show, a commander show that I've been creating with my friends at my local game store, is moving to its own channel. So look up the channel Covert Go Crew. It's like Covert Go Blue, but with crew on the end, C-R-E-U. Covert Go Crew. The first episode is live. It would mean a lot to me if you would watch it, share it with your friends, leave a comment, do the things that help the algorithm, and please subscribe to the new channel, as it takes a lot in these early days to get momentum in the algorithm and to get monetized. And I'd love to keep doing this show with my friends and help build up my local game store and the local gaming community to be fine entertainers for you as well. Use some of the things I learned and pass them on. That's the plan. And also, of course, make the best Worst Possible Commander show that I can. So check out the link in the description, look for Covert Go Crew, or just search for it on YouTube, Covert Go Crew, and check out the Worst Possible Commander show. And remember to subscribe to that channel. Thank you. And now into the video. All right, we go first and we're ready for Boros. Shuffler's fine. Just another full house +2. Shut up and play your crap. All right, Reckoner Bankbuster. Let's get to work. No turn to play. Well, if you are playing Boros aggro, you should have your Boros aggro card taken from you. You are a terrible player. Fable. Okay, they're definitely playing something else. No treasure. Let's see what they throw in the graveyard. Okay. Boros Reanimator Control-y. Definitely a deck that struggles post-rotation, but we'll have to explore it. Alright, they did nothing, so we get to start busting banks up in here. And let's hit them with Invoke Despair. Get rid of that Fable. They might invoke Justice on it. That would be pretty funny. I've seen it. I've done it. They just skipped to second main. They're doing nothing. Why your deck no work? All right, give him the Trespasser. Pick on their Fable. Not sending the Bankbuster right into the heart of removal. Revitalize. Okay. Definitely giving me Boros Control vibes, which is not something you see every day by any stretch. All right. Oh my God. You're telling me I get a clue? Oh, wait, you didn't discard opponent. Okay, they were just messing with me? I'm so confused. I think that they actually want me to attack with this Bankbuster, but I will not. I will draw cards. I am control deck. Brutal Cathar, sure. Let's let them line up the shot here. Would you like to discard a card this time? I mean, you just threw away the absence last time. Okay, Surge, sure. let that get fully taken away, because now when we parasitic grasp it, which I'll do whenever I feel like, thank you. Whenever we kill this thing, we get another trigger, which could actually be really good for us if the opponent tries to line up any kind of reanimator thing, although I'm starting to question if that's what they have. Let's play this to keep it from flipping day-night. Say go. See what the opponent does. Let's keep the bank-busting cards flowing. I love these games. Two decks trying to be grindy, just grinding. Oh. Boros Bombardment, you say? Ain't that something? They must have a few bombardments, and they got stuck on land. Den of the Bugbear. Uh-huh. So, let's see if this works. I don't even have to spend a spell if they just ran into this. And now we gotta take out spells that are good. Guess that worked. Can't activate this. It has summoning sickness, one of the downsides from blocking with it. Alright. Let's send the Bankbuster. Let's send the Trespasser. And I should keep hitting spells. Revitalize is really annoying, and it's card advantage if they get a bombardment. Drop a Celestis. Drop a Meat Hook. Save Invoke Despair for the bombardment. Brutal Cathar is really interesting in a bombardment deck. What? What? Okay. That is what you call a way to do it. I mean, just for the one, huh? Just for the one. What if you didn't have it? Always didn't have it. The hostile, finally. Real magic cards. Now I'm getting rid of that. And I'm missing lethal, so... But I'm not, because I get to best lethal. Ah, the despair. I don't know what... The opponent's deck was wild, but... Shut down by that beautiful black sorcery. Invoke Despair. Okay, Bankbuster, Underdog, Sorin, Removal, on the play. It's the kind of hand we're looking for. Deathcap Glade. What could it be? Let's go for the Bankbuster. Challenge them to remove it on turn 2. Shigeki. I guess we'll try to apply some pressure. We could also grasp the Shigeki and just have it gone so that they don't get to ramp. But it does take a lot of their next turn, so we can probably get a lot of damage while they're Shigeking. We did play a 2-mana 4/4 as long as we were able to crew it. Rusty, okay. Well, they didn't activate the Shigeki. They hit a Return Upon the Tide, so they're a Reanimator deck. Are they now? I guess they could, in theory, if I play a Sorin, kill... They could kill the Vampire and attack the Sorin down, but they're taking another 4, and then the next turn they take another 4. The other thing we could do is just play Sorin and plus Sorin. Then they get to use a removal spell potentially on something else. I don't know. This is weird. I am sure I'm supposed to keep hitting them. Shigeki is really good in a long game, and Reanimator strategies are very dangerous. But Graveyard Trespasser is the card I most need. So I'm just going to plus up and try to draw one.
Dire times call for
Paragraph Rebirth. One less for each creature that died this turn. Return a creature. Flashback. Wow. Blood, discard, Rusty. Okay. What are you bringing back? Hullbreaker Horrors, Toxrills, Egon? I haven't seen you in forever. All right. This is a 3-mana 6/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile 2 cards from your graveyard. I guess Rusty is gonna fill it. Are you a human? You're a god. Of course you are. Plussies. We gotta dig up some stuff. I'll reveal that. I mean, it makes them sack a thing, and then next turn Egon comes after Sorin and whatever, but we get to draw some cards, pressure their life total, try to burn them out. They give up Shigeki. There's a meat hook. 6 is a lot. They're gonna mulch. Funky deck. Coma. That's the thing you reanimate? Okay, we got 1 turn to find that Graveyard Trespasser. Before Coma comes down, or we have to find a way to drain him out. I mean, this is not what we prepared for. Trying to think if I want to throw this Bankbuster away. It can block this turn. It can't block next turn. If they have a removal spell, I lose my Sorin and my Bankbuster. But I think I risk it. No! Okay, how do I do 8 more damage? Hooks. Hooks will have to do the job. See, this is for 4. The next turn is for 5. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, we can hope that they attack down the Sorin, but they're just going to attack down me, right? So I guess I need to use Parasitic Grasp to survive. There's no way this works. All right. There's no way this works. Look at all their non-humans. Just when I thought I'd figured out the meta, somebody comes along and they're playing this. Of course, the matchmaker has to put me up against weird stuff because nobody else is playing my mix of commons and uncommons. And mythics and rares, but you know what I mean. Alright, so we go here, we go here. We have to grasp the Egon. We go to 11, then back up to 13. We get to keep the Sorin. The opponent might tap down the Sorin and not let me use it. We'll see. Then we have to hook, and then the next turn we have to hook again. And we have to hit a land drop in one of the next 2 draw steps. And if we do that, we might get rid of the Coma before we die. They drop a Toxrill. Okay, they're gonna get back a Toxrill. Because why wouldn't they? I love that I'm the 4 Graveyard Trespasser deck. And I can't deal. I got nothing. Nothing at all. Alright. 3 damage here for 3 life. And do I need another 3 life? I'm gonna take 13. I guess I don't need it. You should slime your own stuff. Doesn't make sense. Oh, Graveyard Trespasser. Thank you so much for showing up. So nice of you to arrive. Okay. Got the land.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Opponent should absolutely sack all the coils now. Now what do they reanimate? I'm sure they're having so much fun. Please do use it. They're still going face. They're ignoring the Sorin. They're not ignoring Sorin. Balls. But okay, probably gives us a better chance to survive.
Balance may never be restored now.
All right, they should save this reanimation spell. If they do, I probably can't win. Crap. So now the thing is, now the problem is that I have to get rid of this, or they're just gonna get back whatever I kill. I kill the coma, they just get it back, right? So, oh, and they're tapping down land. That's nice. Grasp something for 3. Does that do me any good at all? Not yet. Okay, I mean, they tap this one land because they're playing around another meat hook. So we go Trespasser, because we have to get rid of this. So they can tap that, attack me for way too much. If we play another thing, they tap, we go up to 13. I guess I just have to hope that they do things poorly. Yeah, I have to hope for mistakes. But this game was a massacre from the get-go. An absolute massacre. not what my mono black control, my scuffed mono black rotation proof control deck was built for. Yeah, that's enough. Arrgh! Foiled. Our opponent claims to be a Magic the Gathering vet. I've dabbled a bit myself. Let's see what a Magic vet plays. Or maybe they just, like, you know, take care of animals. That's probably it. Maybe they fought in the Great War. The Brothers' War. What does a Magic the Vet play? Boros. Boros aggro. They're very smart like that. Well, it took a few games for the matchmaker to stop pairing me against pure nonsense and put me up against Boros, but here it is. We get to really test our deck against it. And of course they're on the play, and our turn 2 has been thwarted, but hopefully they have a Sundown Cavalier. No. Somehow their deck is playing around our hand perfectly. This is great. This is just great. And I still think we're fine. They've only got 3 cards left. We've got 7. I'm just gonna royal us. Sure. I've got 4 cards that can potentially gain life in my hand right now, and they're Royal Eruptioning and playing with Fire the Face. So I think we're okay. You're not a human, so I've got to pay 3 for this privilege. Got him. They know how bad that is. Burn the face, baby. Come at me. Yes. Keep it coming. So they probably have a Brutal Cathar. Which means the best thing, if I play Sorin and then they Brutal Cathar and they take out the Vampire, like, it's pretty bad. Priority check. Okay, nothing. I guess with the Takanuma, I just do this. Just get on the battlefield. I could plus.
I am vengeance.
But then I'm completely naked to a haste creature.
You.
And they could be waiting for land number 4 to cast a Reiju. Alright, there's Brutal. Invoke Despair. Give it to him, baby. Right on curve. And we'll just make another 2-3. Against Boros, you gotta kill him. I have to kill all of them.
You fight for me now.
Yeah. Look out, life gain coming through. Underdoggies, Sorin, Grasp, March. Let's give it to him. Darkwater, Dark Boar Pathway, Jund, Cram Session. Okay. The matchmaker has decided I'm only going to play against weird decks today. Just straight up exile it on turn 3. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. Dude, playing against the weirdest stuff today. Artifacts. They don't give you solutions to those in black at all. Black doesn't get the pleasure of destroying an artifact ever, and the opponent searches for no basics. I don't understand. And we miss a land. Cool. Looking forward to the rest of this game. I guess it's only fair since the opponent scienced for nothing. Must be their first time playing the deck. Friend 7. Alright, we know you don't have basics. You have lands? Alright. You got a 5/5 over here. So, easy money, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna miss this land drop. Kill this. Attack this. Pass turn. Alright, more planeswalkers. Gonna make a 2/3.
Out of my way.
Plus for value.
Never willing to stop.
Land. Couldn't have been a basic though. Alright. Sure. Brain's not working. So if I have to use the March to kill this anyway, and drawing a card isn't really going to work if we attack with it. We could March for less, but we have nothing else to really do with our mana, so I guess we just do this.
Can I help you?
I'll gain a little extra life. Another dead planeswalker. What else you got? We're land away from Invoke Despair. Yep, it's another planeswalker. Oozy wowzy. This one has 4 loyalty, so we just have to move the devil and attack with the Bankbuster. Move the devil, attack with the Bankbuster, huh? Alright, actually, let's... yeah, we're definitely doing this. We already saw that there are tree folk in this deck. Okay. I'm going to try to kill this planeswalker. I'm sure that there's a Valky right around the corner. We've only got 1 card left, though. And off the top. It's a hook. 4/2. Goodbye, Underdogger. Well, something to absorb a little bit of Invoke Despair. They flip tonight. They run the Celestis game. Probably have another land they don't need. Yeah, let's get Sorin going. And we plus because there's a hive. And yay, 5th land drop. We're on the move now. It's all coming together. Who has the planeswalkers now? Rats. Blood Chief's Thirst. It's always a planeswalker deck that runs a lot of ways to kill planeswalkers. Fortunately, Sorin doesn't give a mirth. Got another mirthless Sorin right here. All right, drop a land. Field of Ruin. Good against the hive. Do we just use that now? No, we have Infernal Grasp. So back up Sorin. Reveal that March. That's a good one to have. Also hits planeswalkers. And I would argue better in a lot of ways than Blood Chief's Thirst right now. But you have to have a lot of black in the deck. All right, here's Ren. Ren make Tree Folk. Tree Folk big. Too big for March. But Invoke Despair is getting excited. It's getting to that point in the game. A Grasp, a Mire. Give it to him. Down goes all 3 permanents. They are left with a Celestis, which is not a joke of a card. And we'll reveal the hostile. I'm sure that that's going to come up. We definitely are going to get value out of that. Celestis keep grinding. I'm sure they've got Valkyries in there. Are they going to come at the March? Yeah, they're going to. Let's go ahead and Infernal Grasp it. They have a million different planeswalkers in their deck, but we're going to be the ones establishing planeswalker dominance. Just hold up mana. Day becomes night. Night becomes day. They're digging. So many lands. None of them basic. That still cracks me up that they, scienced for no basics. Also means we could set them back a land with this Field of Ruin. Get them to fail their basics test. I'm having too much fun. Alright, Sorin. The -7 is nice, but we've got a lot of damage we still have to deal before we worry about that. And we got too many cards in our hand, actually. Cram Session. Yeah, get your lesson on. Then we'll Meat Hook Massacre. And here's Mascot Exhibition. We'll draw. And we're not going to make the pilot here, because we're going to hook this board. Opponent goes up to 34. And they discard a Sorin. Alright, they probably found a Valky then. Hook them. And let's give them a 13-point shot. Brah! The fangs have come out. Lulth is what they have. Okay. A few spiders. Got a few spiders here. What else you got? Nothing yet. All right. Let's make some pilots. I feel like I have a lot of cards going here. We'll decline. We're just gonna have to discard to hand size anyway. All right, how to deal with all this stuff in the most nasty, cruel way. I think we just try to kill it all, to be honest. So for Sorin, for Lulf, that looks like this, where we exile you, get back a Sorin, because why not? Grasp one of the Spideys. We have so much life. I don't really care. I just want to play as many cards as I can so I don't have to discard as many of them for future value. Discarding basically anti-yourself value. And then we go like this. Takanuma, it's your target. Gonna get back some Planeswalker. Feel really good about it. All right, they got back Ren, sure. Power these up. And we could also underdog them. If we do that, we just end up discarding the hand size anyway. And there are worse things in the world and all. I'm just a try hard on value, man. They don't run creatures. They don't run creatures, just planeswalkers. So what's down there? 2 Sorens and another Ren. We'll take the other Ren. They take the Jund Super Friends thing really seriously. There's Tybalt. We all knew it was coming. All right, you hit a Chariot and a Sorin. 2 solid hits. Very solid. But I don't think you're going to make it much longer. We'll hit you with Invoke Despair. We'll drop you to 9. We'll power up the Bank Busters. And that's going to be all she wrote. We don't even have to bring back the Underdogger. Just send him in. And get that Valky out of that graveyard. Game. Jund Planeswalkers. Get a basic in there. Don't forget. Go to deck editor before you requeue. That environmental sciences was a little embarrassing on YouTube. All right, Grassport Underdog on 2. Good start. Celestis Sorin. Good times. What you got? A Swamp. Matchmaker at its work. Dude, just doing its work. It found the other mono black player. Awesome. Do I slam a hook here? Or do I slam my own underdog? Stuff on the battlefield. Stuff on the battlefield. See what happens here. Don't know enough about what they're up to yet to know whether or not I should be fighting over stuff on the battlefield. Yeah, let's block. If they have a Deadly Dispute, they'll have to play something else. It does line up their Graveyard Trespasser, but it also lines up if I draw a Trespasser. They have another Underdog, sure. All right, get the Celestis down, and then duress them. March Sorin Despair. I guess if they play a Sorin here, they're way ahead. And I have a few ways to make Despair less painful. And they don't have land. Let's take the Sorin. The Matchmaker found somebody playing the exact same deck I'm playing. It's so classic. At this point, I'm not even like... I shouldn't be surprised, you know? I really shouldn't. All right, we got another hook. We definitely want to play hooks and reduce the amount that we're taking from this underdog and the underdog in the graveyard as the opponent digs for land. If they invoke Despair and take out the hook, then that's one less card that they draw, a little less damage that we take. All right, they're going to get their own hook down instead of paying too much life. There's a Trespasser. Ooh, I don't want to lose this trespasser. At the same time, they didn't hit their land, and it's if they don't draw land again, it's a huge pain for them. The other thing I could do though, if I pass here, I flip to knight, and just next turn I eat both underdogs. I like that a lot. If I get invoked, I still get both underdogs. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll like one of these. Actually, these hooks are good against the Invoke Despair to make sure we always have one. Whereas Parasitic Grasp, don't need it that bad. It looks good against the underdog, but it's not great. They just draw a card anyway. The life doesn't matter. They draw another Sorin. Great. Great. Now I'm the one who needs Invoke Despair, and I got it. So if they don't double spell me next turn, we're good. Let's go after them. Body Launderer is an interesting one. Death Touch, 3/3, Connive. Oh, okay. They're mad they didn't draw land, I guess. I didn't get to make my sweet graveyard play. Oh well. Alright, on the play with Bankbuster and the Trespasser is a lot of damage. Boros? We're doing Boros things now? Okay. Ooh, you know they're gonna play a creature, but what if it's... So Bankbuster is a lot worse here. I think we just get down the underdog because it can block a hasty threat. Okay, it's Aspirate. Something we can Parasitic Grasp. Goodbye. We definitely want something in the graveyard before we play the Trespasser so we can eat it. Now the opponent can exile our underdogs, but that's okay. We don't plan to bring them back anyway. They go face? It's weird. Alright, they don't have a creature follow-up. That's really good for us. I guess double spell here. Down a Bankbuster. Get down underdog. That'll keep these from coming through, and it can also block a Thundering Raiju. I'm sure they feel like they have burn spells for days. Oh, they got a Cavalier. Well, they can't attack now. Good. March. Alright, let's send out a Trespasser. A real pain in their neck. Possible that because of Bloodthirsty Adversary, we should have taken out some of the spells. Looks like we're going to get away with it. You want to trade with this Bankbuster? Because I'll do it. Or I'll put these two in front. That's a little bit too double blocky. Bad things could happen. Come and get it. They might have to. They'll probably lose to this Bankbuster given time now. They're probably going to lose no matter what. All right, no trade offered. No quarter. Now what? I don't want to flip Day Knight. I would get a 4/4, but they would get a +1/+1 counter. I'm just going to kill this so they don't get to keep scaling up. They didn't want to make this trade last turn. They won't want to make it this turn. Tapped land. Thundering. Okay. Scary. Find the attack. Counter there. I think the right block is, because we know we're not going to get blown out, is the Trespasser and the underdog on the Raiju. But if we take out the Sunrise Cavalier, we're not afraid of flipping our Trespasser in the future. I don't think the right block is with the Bankbuster, so before blocks, I'm going to draw just to get more information about what my next turn can be. Okay, so Invoke Despair. I mean, this is an enchantment. If they sack it as a creature, though, they're okay. I still think this is the right block. They're going to kill the Trespasser, not the underdog. So flipping to nighttime doesn't make a lot of sense if we don't get our Trespasser on the battlefield. All right. Duress. Not going to do us any good here. We can drop a Trespasser, consume a creature from the graveyard, have them in the same position as the turn before that they didn't like. We can also Invoke Despair. But they'll just sacrifice this, we'll lose 2 life, then it'll be Den of the Bugbear and Sunrise Cavalier versus Underdog. Maybe that's better. It does use all our mana. Alright, let's do it. Also gets us 2 cards deeper, and if they sacrifice the wrong way, which they won't, but if they did, they'd lose both. They're thinking about it. Yep, that's the way. Okay, they go to 15. We still have Bankbuster Underdog. Opponent goes straight to combat. Let's trade off. At this point, I don't need the cards. I just need to stay alive. We're already up cards. And whatever they've got in hand is probably a land. There's nothing else that I think that they wouldn't play there. However, these cards aren't going to do any good unless we draw a Celestis, so let's get in there. Yep. It is a double spell. That could punish us, but in the meantime, let's not let them top deck Bloodthirsty Adversary. This is going to flip back over. I don't want to trade it with a Bankbuster or with a Den of the Bugbear. Although my clock is now faster than theirs, so I think I'm free to attack here. Thundering Raiju off the top would be a heartbreaker. But our clock is still faster. They probably drew another land. Okay. Got him. Take that, Boros. Rasp, Trespasser, Celestis on the play. Let's go. Forest. Snow-covered forest, dig up. They probably don't even play creatures. Trying to decide if I just want to drop a meat hook. Yeah. They run blood on the snow. Probably. All these things you can tell by their first couple plays. Meat hook can help against that. What? I mean, does this help you cast Invoke Despair? Maybe. Well, make them deal. I feel like I'm probably the beatdown. Double Jack-o'-lantern. They believe in that card. So this says they do need a card in the graveyard to use it. That is interesting. I think I still put out the underdog. I've got more in the deck to draw to. No cards in the graveyard. Got him. Can't just turn those into cards, can you? Serolf. Serolf?
Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a counter on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, one or more, you may remove them.
What? Jack-o'-lantern Serolf? Do I just grasp it? Or do I flip the day night? Because once a card's in the graveyard, they're probably going to try to target it with a lantern. So I think I just do this now and it works, unless they have an instant. No! 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 What? Out of nowhere! Okay. Interesting. They want to exile my underdog? They do. Let's go ahead and bring it back here just to get the card from it. We already committed a spell this turn. Now they're going to get to cash in their jack-o'-lanterns. That was madness. At least I got ramped out of it, but my god, I have enough land. No! Well, hey, that killed the trespasser, but they can't use the lantern because this costs mana, so we get another turn of this. Awesome. More cards, we need them. I don't think our underdog's gonna last much longer. That's what Jack-o'-lantern is clearly in the deck to do, to counter the tenacious underdoggo meta. Oh man, matchmaker doesn't know what to do with me. We found some lunatic out here with some black green. Will you take him? Yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it. Oh wow, what do we get rid of? I mean, the grasp almost helped against Serulf. I think I need to keep blitzing this. Yeah, I guess I'll let the Celestis go, since they might not find a solution to it. Give them the duress. Keeping the graveyard empty is no longer an option. Blood on the Snow. Harness Infinity. Soul Shatter. Shigeki. Oh god. Oh no. Yeah. Sure. I mean, Shigeki just gets this back eventually, right? I need my trespassers. I need my trespassers badly. I guess we can just take the cheap card. Leave them with expensive stuff. They'll probably use a jack-o'-lantern if we give them the chance to. So I'm just gonna cast one of these, draw with the other, maybe cast both. What are they gonna do? Exile them? Probably not. Might Blood on the Snow. Get back to Rolf. It's pretty nasty. Yeah, let's just... We can get him for 4 here, or we can draw. Let's draw. And let's hold. If they Blood on the Snow, kill the Serulf. Draw a card. But yeah, getting them to use these lanterns now is probably a good move before they can affect the tenacious underdogs. Although it looks like they just get them back. Feed the graveyard. We're trying to find more trespassers. We're gonna need them. Okay. No actions. Sorin. That's helpful. Okay, don't need all these grasps, thank you. So with 2 lanterns in the yard, opponent might rebuy that. Let's still go for it. Let's start putting up the underdoggo pressure. Down to 7. It's pretty good. Let's drop a Sorin. Plus, make the opponent deal with that too. Reveal.
My ways are not for the weak.
In turn, This dies, we draw, then we Celestis loot, not loop. Feels like a loop sometimes. Opponent might be Shigekiing here. Soul Shatter? Aren't they supposed to... Oh, Soul Shattered Jack-o'-lantern, sure. Harness Infinity online, but we got their life low enough that they can't just take a turn off for that. Blood on the Snow kills an underdog. Gets back Sir Rolf. It says whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it'll put a counter on it. So we need to not have something put into a graveyard. It's a good draw. All right, don't do it to me again. Oh my gosh, there's stick. It's the jack-o'-lantern coming out of the graveyard. Don't panic. Here's the Trespasser. Trespasser can eat the Shigeki at least and start that. Am I gonna draw? I'm gonna draw. Speaking of drawing, let's do this. A little bad sequencing here. Could have changed my play, but I didn't. Okay. We're gonna draw anyway. I'm gonna draw now. And then I'm gonna use the treasure to deploy another Bankbuster. Say go. Oh, they did have something. They had Ray, but it couldn't kill anything. Well, I'm glad I did things in a different order. Soul Shatter hits the Sorin, not the Trespasser. So here comes a Jack-o'-lantern. Here goes an underdog. And we got backup Trespasser to keep attacking this graveyard. Oh, they're digging up a land. Gotta keep hitting land drops. I know that from playing the deck. Anybody else gonna miss Blood on the Snow? Card's given me a good amount of joy. Many mono white decks have suffered at the hands of Blood on the Snow. Trespass. Gets her off out of the graveyard. Underdog. Banky Busty. This is threatening a lethal attack. See if they can find a way out of it. Ray. Okay. Down to 2. Dog dies, they gain a life. I draw a card. Field of Ruin. Harness Infinity, baby. To the moon. They needed another sweeper, though, for the Trespassers. Let's go. I got 2 Rays. But I can get back an underdog, so this one's over. Oh, now it's really over. Oh, when it rains, it pours. Oh, the despair is sinking in. Yep, still a secret burn deck. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and we're going to check out the stats powered by MTG Assistant. And I managed to go 6 and 5 with this particular pile. Wait, you got to show the top. Why aren't you showing me? You got to show the people the line at the top that says the win rate. If they don't see the win rate, then we'll never be satisfied. What? No, come on. Why have I forgotten? Where is it? Where's the wind? Where's the thing on the top seas? Where's the thing on the top seas? Do I have to go over here? Editor's gonna cut this out. Editor wouldn't make me look this stupid. Ah ha ha ha! Yes, yes. Here we go. Here we go. Now, oh yeah, better, right? Because now my face isn't in it. LOL streamer can't see face. Picture quality improved. LOL ha memes. Haha. Yep. Get out your magnifying glass. It says it right up there. I went 6 and 5. Gotta have the receipts, bro. So, is it the best deck? Nah. It was okay. I would describe this deck as a good start to a mono black deck, and the value is decent with Invoke Despair, Sorin, and Reckoner Bankbuster, and sometimes the Celestis. You have a lot of good ways to get through your deck and pick up a lot of cards, but your threats aren't powerful, and there's no inevitability where, like, you don't have a way to get back the Invoke Despairs or reshuffle your graveyard into your library. The Graveyard Trespassers are beatable. There are various ways to deal with this card. So if the opponent's removal hits this, we're in trouble. Then we play Tenacious Underdogs. If the opponent finds ways to exile these, we're in trouble. After that, they just have to kill pilot tokens. So I feel like we need a better finisher. I feel like Mono Black needs some big monsters that are hard to kill. I would love Toxrill to be that type of monster, but Toxrill dies too easily. So I need some kind of inevitability engine to feel really confident about the deck, or a card, an old school type card. They don't make them like this anymore. Torment of Hailfire, Corrupt, one of these just dome you for like 10 plus damage type of effects to really feel great about the deck. And I would love to see one of those in Dominaria United. And I think that would take the deck to the next level. Right now, its finishing moves aren't particularly strong. So the deck has a great future. It is solid. It is definitely a playstyle a lot of people like. You should try it, and you should pick up some of these cards because all the cards are good. I'm just uncertain if it can close. So, Titan of Industry is probably a scary card. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Johnny Lopez, thank you again. You are very cool for becoming a patron. And you, all of you, who stayed till the end especially, remember to like, subscribe. You are cool.